Tollbridge Fund Finance Committee. So currently I'm chair of this meeting, but that will be up to the point of the annual meeting of the trustee, which is in June.
Yes.
And at that point, I'm hoping somebody will volunteer, be excited about the opportunity to be chair of that meeting, and I'll step down. But so we could go through tonight first. So apologies received.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we have apologies from Councillor Ian Black, a travel commitment, Councillor Danielle Carter, a personal commitment, Councillor Paul Carter, work commitment, and Councillor Colin Wiles, a travel commitment.
Okay.
Sorry, Chair, just to be clear, Councillor Thomas is substituting with Councillor Black.
Thank you very much. Agenda item 2, declarations of interest. Has anybody got any disposable pecuniary interest in respect to the business on the agenda for tonight? No. Okay. So we have minutes from the last meeting, which was held on the 16th of April 2025. Are there any comments on those minutes from anybody? And if not, somebody would be happy to propose them. Somebody have to second them. Councillor Tompkins is going for a card.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Can I just mention there is one action outstanding, and Town Clerk might be able to update us on this, and if only I could get down to the it's really weird, isn't it? It jumps across and around with advice. So we had one that was raised at the last meeting,
Yes.
which was to check with the RFO on the period of the payment that Peninsula covered.
Yes, so that was the annual contribution from the Tollbridge Fund refunded back to the Town Council. Yeah, so basically it was the
Annual,
the annual.
I think it might have been
The
the
Tollbridge
council
Fund.
payment mentioned, but somebody raised the issue that the amount seemed quite high,
Yeah.
but that was
It's
potentially
Councillor Paul Carter.
Paul Carter, was
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Should have taken my glory for it. Okay, so we've accepted the minutes and approved them from the last meeting. So, public participation.
No request, Chair.
No request tonight. Okay, thank you very much. If we move on to the payment schedules, and we've got, similar to the finance and general purposes, we have 3 payment schedules that I'd like to refer to 5A, 5B, 5C, and that's to approve the STBF payment schedule for the end of April 2025 and the end of May 2025, to approve the STBF Guildhall payment schedules for the end of April 2025, mid-May 2025 and the end of May 2025, and finally to approve the Museum and Archives payment schedule for the end of April 2025, mid-May and the end of May 2025, and those are attachments 2A, 2B, 2C. Are there any comments on the payment schedules? No. So we happy to propose them? Councillor Pennington, seconded. Councillor Tommins, and a vote. We've all voted in favour of those. And then at 5D, we are asked to receive the Quilter Cheviot report for April 2025, which is absent of any activity. So I did ask this question before this meeting of the Town Clerk, who referred to the RFO. So do you want to give the response that we got?
Sorry, I've got the photo in the email.
Or I can give it.
Oh, thank you, you got it.
Well, in
sent an
essence,
email, yes.
so Quilter Cheviot did respond,
They did.
and they said that basically they had paused any activity during April because of all the turmoil in the market due to the incoming new administration in the United States. So that's why there's an absence of any activity. I guessed that beforehand, but they did confirm it. So it seemed, as a naive novice, it seems to work. Okay. So are we happy to receive the Quilter Cheviot reports? Okay. Mr. Green's proposing. I'm happy to second. And that's unanimous. Thank you.
Can you just remind
Yeah.
us when, because at some point we did decide in this country
Yeah.
that we would
We did.
review
Yeah.
of Juliet as the portfolio manager. And
6
when's
months.
that due?
It was 6 months. I think it's the end of June or middle of July, so it's coming up now.
Okay.
So it's, yeah,
Because
it's
the
good.
figures still
Yeah.
look very weak.
Yeah, so maybe should we just open up for a conversation on this? So we know we want to review it. The challenge is how we do that. So does anybody have any suggestions on how we might do it? Because I think in essence it will involve a third party. I don't think we can do it ourselves. But has anybody suggestions on how we might approach that?
I think we do need to procure a third party to help us with this, and also maybe working jointly in terms of the Maddox investment fund as well, because we need guidance. We all have our own feelings, which are kind of based on personal views and personal experience.
Yeah.
But I think the council and the trustee need to have, and the Maddox Management Committee need to have professional advice, because there's so much money at stake here.
But what sort of, I mean,
Yes.
if you went to another portfolio manager, that would be.
I think we need to go to an independent commercial, a financial planner who will, we need to understand what basis they would want to be paid, because they would probably want a fee percentage on an ongoing basis, so it's a huge contract to them. But I think that's the only way that we can explore. Otherwise, we'll just keep going around in circles doing what's been done for many years now. And I think we ought to try and bring pressure on these financial management companies, and we need to get proper advice, maybe from the legal point of view, from our town clerk, from our professional team, because I don't think anybody's been really pleased with their performance over the last 2 years.
I think with the current climate, there's going to be a great deal of uncertainty anyway, isn't there?
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
But life goes on.
But the comparative data has consistently indicated, because the GVF is relatively weak in terms of what it returns.
Yeah. So it's how we. I did mention that last time we discussed it. I had looked at Maddox projections from that fund manager, and they're quite similar. So there is a question mark about the type of investments we've got, I suppose, in terms of the nature of them as opposed to what we're invested in. But how do we jump from sensible suggestion of we need to get some independent advice to actually taking that forward, because it's.
I think we need to sit down and draft a scope of services and put together an inquiry package, and whether we advertise it or whether we get recommendations to the kind of the town clerk or whatever, and we need to run a procurement exercise.
Can I ask the town clerk through you whether there are sources of advice within the council network that could help us with this, such as at NALC?
So what I was going to suggest is we've got the internal auditor visiting on Friday, so I can have a conversation with him. I think that should be our first point of call.
Yeah. Okay, so we can talk about back response there.
Yeah.
Rather than, I don't think we want to necessarily leave it for a whole month and then come back and say we haven't got a way forward. There was also a person I met, it's going back a number of months ago, who's heavily involved in some very big charities in London, who gave me some pointers, and it might be worth I pursue that as well, just to see from another set of charities how they might approach it as well, because maybe they've done it. Yeah, and anybody who's got any ways of engaging.
It's just occurred to me the Charities Aid Foundation might be a place to look.
think it would be helpful if any of us and all of us just think of ways and to sort of investigate this and maybe let the town clerk know in the next week, and then we can, I'll talk to you about what we'll do next in preparation for trying to bring something back to the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. So we've received that report, haven't we?
Yes.
Yes. So moving on to agenda item 6, partial exemption calculation report. Now this one's been round the block a few times. I think we discussed it. This is probably the third, at least, if not fourth. So Town Clerk, would you like to update us on this? I think I've read what it says, but just reinforce the message.
Yes, thank you. So, as suggested, the RFO did reach out to HMRC, but what they have come back and said is they don't give individual advice. You know, if we were registered for VAT as well, they might be, you know, a bit more able to assist. But I think from their response, I don't feel comfortable now in delaying any further with doing this work. It is necessary, and the RFO was quite clear that it's, you know, specialist partial exemption VAT calculations and by our VAT expert. I have had an opportunity to speak to the agency person, John, and he's happy to try and do the initial calculations to try and reduce the cost. But I strongly recommend that well, it is the Tollbridge Fund, obviously, the expenditure, but that is approved by the committee, because I think it is necessary now to get on with this work. We shouldn't really delay any further.
So if we were to accept this today, we would still need to take it to the full meeting, and that gives an opportunity for our other councillors not here
Yes,
to
it
voice
does.
their opinion. But
It does.
I'd like to just, I suppose, reinforce the fact that we have been sitting on this now for at least 3 months. All that was done, that was suggested at the outset, has been done. It hasn't returned anything other than it's not something that the HMRC would do. So I'd be disappointed if we go to full trustee and we have the same debate about, well, they must give us the answer surely. I think we've tried that. So I'd like to propose that we personally we accept the proposal to procure this, but subject to taking it to the full trustee to approve. So we have to second that?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really confusing at times the way we're operating here, where let's say we have agency staff on whose invoices there is VAT, and then some of their costs are transferred over here. Well, that's VAT implications on that. Scary.
Okay.
So, sorry, did you have a vote? I didn't.
Okay, I've got proposed, I'm happy to
Thank you.
second
Thank you.
that. Yeah, I'm seconding it.
Okay.
And are you happy to vote, Councillor Anderson?
Oh, sorry, I was just looking at the Charity Day Foundation.
Thank you, excellent,
website.
you're on the case, that's good.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
unanimous.
Find the right
Thank
bit.
you.
Thank you very much. Okay, that was the final main item of tonight. So agenda item 7, date and time of next meeting, Wednesday the 18th of June, following the STC F&G committee in this room. Thank you.
Meeting closed.
Meeting closed, and it's 19:20.
Thank you.